Coping with COVID, updates on the pandemic and information to help you thrive and survive COVID-19. It's brought to you by the South Carolina Department of Health and Environmental Control. Visit scdheck.gov for an updated list of testing sites and important information on how to protect yourself, your family, and friends from the coronavirus. SCDHEC, healthy people, healthy communities. In it together and the South Carolina Diabetes Advisory Council, presenting Wellness Wednesday every Wednesday on Coping with COVID. The City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, helping to meet the needs of small, minority, and women-owned businesses in the City of Columbia. Log on to columbiasc.net/OBO. Agape Counseling and Training Services. Call 803-779-2777 for licensed professionals of counselors and social workers helping families, engaged and married couples, and individuals of all ages gain an understanding of all aspects of their lives. If you're having a challenge coping with COVID, contact Agape Counseling and Training Services at agapects.com. And Palmetto Media Connections, connecting media and communities together. Coping with COVID, brought to you by SCDHEC. In it together, the Diabetes Advisory Council, the City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, Agape Counseling and Training Center, and Palmetto Media Connections.
Coping with COVID with Tre Tailor.
Happy Monday to you. It is the first Monday of the month, and that always means Fun Day Monday with comedian George Wallace. National comedian George Wallace is with us today, and he is going to join us for some fun and excitement, and he's got so many other things that he wants to talk about. I feel like I'm in the middle of Where's Waldo. Where in the world is George Wallace right there?
George Wallace is at home right now. I'm in New York City, right at that background that's actually out of my window. So I'm really at home. It's a sunny day in New York City, and I'm just as happy as I can be, and no better place to be in the world than New York City.
Yeah. Well, thank you, George. Well, today, George has got so many things on his mind. I tell you, he sent me a bunch of stuff. I tell you, that saying that you do, George, you be thinking. You really be thinking.
I be thinking about all kinds of things, and I love it, And one of my greatest jokes is, I be thinking, because I'm in the grocery store yesterday, I saw an item that said evaporated milk. And I'm thinking, well, what the hell is in the can? So I be thinking,
If it's evaporated, right, that makes sense.
You're buying an empty can, So there's so many things to be thinking about, But life is good. I'm happy. Today, just seeing your faces made me a better person, because yesterday my Atlanta Falcons went down and my Atlanta Braves went down. It was a terrible day yesterday. Halloween, but it was the scariest Halloween I ever had in my life.
Well, we're going to talk about all of that and more. I invited to join us another comedian, one of the top clean comedians. Do you prefer clean or Christian comedian?
Either or. I'm a Christian comedian, but I flow as I can go to
he still cuss. He still cuss. All Christians cuss.
I cuss at home, George.
You are undercover cusser. Undercover cusser.
I'm teasing.
He might be sanctified and filled with the Holy Ghost, and they cuss more than anybody. Trust me, I'm Church of God in Christ. Have I met you yet? By the way, we met somewhere before.
We met many years ago. Many when I was just like a handshake, like, "Hey, Mr. Wallace, how you doing, sir? Good to meet you."
I probably said, "Get out of my face, little boy."
Yeah, probably. Well, that was the vibe.
But listen, I've heard so many good things about you, and I just want what an honor, what a pleasure to meet you. God bless us.
Thank you, sir. God bless you, sir. Honored to be on here with you and Tre today, with a legend like yourself.
All right. So Akintunde, George Wallace, Fun Day Monday coming up next on Coping with COVID. But first, your COVID community updates. The FDA will need more time to approve the Moderna vaccine for kids ages 12 through 17. They say that it might not be until January. Meanwhile, the Pfizer children's vaccine is currently approved for not only adults, but for 5 through 17-year-olds. And ahead of tomorrow's big election, be aware that your voting precinct may have changed in Columbia, South Carolina. Carolina. There are actually 6 new precincts, including Ward 1, formerly at Laurie Community Center. It's now combined with Ward 33 at MLK Park. Also, Ward 2, formerly at the Marion Street Apartments, is now at Main Street United Methodist Church. Harbison 1 and 2 are now combined, and you vote at Harbison Community Center on Hill Pine Road. Riverside and St. Andrews will now vote at St. Andrews Middle School on Bluefield Drive, and South Beltline Precinct, formerly located at Sherwood Forest Presbyterian Church, is now located at Midlands Technical College on Beltline. Early and absentee voting is also available. Tomorrow, the polls open at 7 o'clock. And for more information on your polling place, your voting status, and more, you can visit scvotes.org or contact the city clerk at 803-545-3045 or cityclerk@columbiasc.gov. You can also go to columbiasc.net/elections. Now, there are no statewide elections in South Carolina on Tuesday, but there are about 200 city, county, and other local elections scheduled for tomorrow, with the highest profile race being right here in Columbia, South Carolina, where after Mayor Steve Benjamin decided not to run for a 4th term, is the state's 2nd largest city. 4 candidates, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, including 3 with Columbia City Council experience, are running for the job. Attorney Sam Johnson, longtime City Council member Tamika Isaac Devine, also current City Council member Daniel Rickerman, and former Councilman Mo Badora. The mayor's seat in Spartanburg is also open after the current mayor June White decided not to run again. City Councilman Jerome Rice and former City Attorney Kathy McGabe are running for that position. And in Myrtle Beach, also the high-profile mayor's race as Mayor Brenda Bethune is running for a 2nd term after knocking off the incumbent in 2017. Her challengers are retired police officer Tammy Durant, photographer Jean Hu, and retired marketing manager Bill McClure and mechanic C.D. Rosa. Again, tomorrow is election day. You can still vote early today until 7 o'clock and tomorrow from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. SCDHEC has your most up-to-date list of times, dates, and location for COVID testing in and around South Carolina, and also for flu testing and vaccines. So please stop by your local DHEC or some of your other locations to make sure you get your COVID vaccination. Also, veterans, any veteran that is in South Carolina, your COVID vaccine is being taken care of by the VA. Also, several retailers, including Kroger pharmacies, are offering COVID vaccinations. Check the screen for details. CVS is also offering vaccines at locations, including those in the Target stores. And Brooklyn Baptist Church has a vaccine clinic that is open 7 days a week. You can check the screen for details. Also, don't miss your shot. You can get a free ride to get your vaccine at the Comet bus system. You can also see there, and I'm sorry, Ariel, talking to our producer, we also have Richland County Libraries is distributing curbside tests. I'm a little tongue-tied today. Curbside tests. They're self-tests. You can get 5 a week, and they'll give you the test, and you can actually take the test yourself and then mail it in for results. You can see the locations there on the screen that are distributing those tests. They are in Columbia, South Carolina, and statewide, as a matter of fact, and they are located at the libraries. Also, if you or someone you know is having some challenges making your vaccine appointment get set up, is helping seniors and other people that are technology challenged make their COVID vaccination appointment. FEMA is still doing COVID funeral reimbursement. If you lost a loved one due to COVID, contact the folks at FEMA and they can help you get a reimbursement. Also, several other financial resources are available, including the SC Bar Association and SC Legal Services. They have a toll-free number and website for rental and mortgage help. As you can see, Richland County has a rental assistance program. That's been open for a while, but they still have some funding available. Lexington County has a bill assistance program. SC Housing and Dominion Energy have a rental and utility assistance program. Additionally, SC Housing has a frontline workers home buying assistance program. And of course, as I said before, Election Day is tomorrow. Early absentee voting and in person is going on now. And of course, you can vote tomorrow for Election Day. Finally, SC Hopes is they have their 24-hour assistance line available if you or someone you know is having some challenges coping with COVID please contact the folks at SC Hopes, and they will be glad to help you. Coping with COVID is broadcast live on Facebook on the Tailor Made production page. Please go over there, hit like and share and follow. And not only will you be able to see Coping with COVID first Monday with George Wallace, and also Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 2 p.m. You can also get all of your COVID-related updates. We also are streaming live on YouTube. I want to say hello to all of you joining us on YouTube. We also have a presence on Instagram. So thank you so much for joining us here on Coping with COVID. Now, we are going to be streaming on the bottom of the screen all of the information that we just mentioned, all of the resources that are available. So if you need them, please check it out. They're screening throughout the show. And please not only check them out, but share them out to some people that you know may need all of these resources. People are still really hurting financially, and we want to do all we can to help them with all of the many resources that are available. I'm Tre Tailor, and you are watching Coping with COVID, updates on the pandemic and information to help you thrive and survive COVID-19. It's First Monday, and that means it's Fun Day, Monday with George Wallace. The national comedian joins us every first Monday. And today, George has a lot on his mind. So I knew I couldn't handle you alone today, George, so I invited Akintunde. Comedian Akintunde joins us today along with George Wallace on Fun Day Monday. Gentlemen, thank you again so much for joining us today. I appreciate you.
Glad to be here.
Absolutely. So, George, you mentioned this when we introduced you at the opening, that Halloween is interesting in the South, more interesting than any place else. Why do you think? I know why I think so. Why do you think so?
Well, the people in the South, there's just something wrong with the people in the South in the first place. Let's just start with that, okay? Akintunde, where are you located? I don't know where you're located.
In the South.
Okay, so let him answer that question. It's just something we do differently in the South. My whole news routine now is about at least 20 minutes going to be there's something wrong with people in the South. I'm going to have the states competing against each other, Texas, Tennessee, Georgia, and Florida. And we already know who the king is before we even, who's still champion. Florida is still the most stupidest state in America. But we always do something stupid in the South. I could just some of the laws we're passing down here and some of the things we do. So, but I'll just talk about the Halloween. It's fun. Halloween is fun. It was bad for me yesterday. It was scary because all my sport teams lost. So that was scary for me. So
you think that was are you blaming that on Halloween?
I'm blaming that on the stupidity of the Southerners. Like my manager of the Atlanta Braves brought a kid in the pitch yesterday, hadn't pitched since June. Who in the hell would I might as well put Akintunde in there to throw the ball.
You might have a better shot.
Even throwing balls all over the place, we still would have won the game. We started with 4-0. We just do stupid stuff in the South. I could go on and on. A lot of people don't know about this, but I'll talk about this. But one thing they do in the South is they do honor death. It's the only place in the world, maybe they do it in South Carolina, a funeral procession could be going down the street and all the traffic will pull over to the right.
Oh, yeah, it's
right.
done here.
That's right.
They do that. The New Yorkers, they go, what the hell is going on? I don't know that dead person.
Right.
They don't know me. I don't know. Even the city buses in Atlanta, they pull over to the right and give way to the funeral procession. And I'm wondering, I'm born and raised in Georgia, but they're wasting my damn time. I got to go. I'm late for work. And it's just something different about the South. Now, I don't know whether I can tell you might be able to expand on this, but I don't live in the South, but number one, you got to go to too many funerals. They love to go to funerals in the South. Everybody loves to go to funerals. They read the obituaries just like this. The first they read that before the news. That's news to them. And it's really important who got the body. That's really important.
That's a big thing. That's a big thing. Who got the body?
That's the number one phrase.
Yes.
Who got the body and who cooking for the repast?
We already know what I tell white people, if you see a hearse in front of a black family, just go in there. You're going to see some funny stuff, but I warn them, do not laugh in the church. Wait till you get home like we do, because And we already know what's going to be on the menu. We know, we don't even know the deceased sometimes. We just know there's going to be some
green beans.
There's going to be some eating going on. We know it's going to be.
And
come
chicken.
on. And some chicken going to be. And a little thin-ass slice of pound cake. Just about that.
That you can see through. You can see through it.
I'll let this go after a while, but I'm trying to write this new bit. I can tell you can help me with it. But if you live in the South in Atlanta, Georgia, I don't live there because if you're over 50, 50% of the people in Atlanta and Georgia and the South, if you're over 50, they got a new hip replacement, they got a new knee, or cane. Half the people I know in Atlanta over 50 walk with a cane. It's just really, really crazy. Really crazy.
Well, I will say this right here. Some people, there's a lot of crazy people in the South. Not all of us are crazy. I live in Columbia, South Carolina, same city that Trey lives in. So there's a lot of craziness in the South, but not all of us. It's just some folk. Now, of course, you talking about Florida. Florida is the king of foolishness. Florida is the most ridiculous state. All the craziness that they do. Trey trying to cover up my face. She want to see.
Thank you, Ariel. Thank you. I was touched.
Go ahead with that Florida stuff.
Florida got the craziest governor. That's the only governor who need to get reelected and literally trying to kill all his constituents. He trying to kill everybody in the state. He might well say, don't vote, kill yourself, die, so I cannot get reelected. I'm really trying to figure out what's going on with the state of Florida. And then you mentioned Halloween. Yesterday, Halloween was the craziest Halloween ever for me. First of all, in my house, we didn't traditionally celebrate Halloween. I didn't celebrate it as a kid. I didn't, and so my children didn't celebrate, right?
I see you got your picture up there. Go ahead. You and Trey, y'all look good. You got the lights on.
I forgot who I was dealing with. George Wallace is the fastest man in comedy. Come on.
Yeah.
But my sons, for the first time ever in history, decided at the age of 19 and 26 to go trick-or-treating for the first time. The devil is a liar. I'm trying to figure out what in the world. These jokers came back with so much candy. I'm talking about a 6'1" joker in a Spider-Man suit and a 5'10" joker in a I forgot the other character with the crazy face. Full costumes. Went out trick-or-treating and got candy. I'm like, how do y'all sleep with yourself? How do you live and think about that? But they did it, and I respect them. They came back with the loot, and my wife ate the candy right along with them. So
exactly.
It was an interesting Thanksgiving.
19 and 26.
19 and 26.
Didn't I just tell you there's something wrong with the people in the South? Now listen to me. Hey, Akintunde, since you mentioned that, a friend of mine, they put it on like a thread of all the people I grew up with and went to school with. A friend my age, he weighs 355 pounds. Wow. He went dressed as a bottle of Jack Daniels. He had the label on him and everything. He went dressed he weighs 400 pounds, as a big bottle of Jack. And he had his son with him, his grandbaby, about 6 years old, had him dressed as a box of Marlboro cigarettes. I said, This is just wrong. This is wrong. But how do you're an old man and you're supporting whiskey, drinking and driving or whatever, and the little boy smoking cigarettes. What the hell?
You literally walking down through the neighborhood.
I should have sent you that photo. It was just, I could not believe he did that. It was crazy.
That's crazy.
But Halloween is a lot of fun. And and the last year they didn't have it. But I'm in New York City. I never saw so many kids in my life in New York City on the streets. And they go to apartments. You go to one apartment, but like the building I live in right here, we got 345 apartments. So if you didn't knock on each door, my door is just locked. But a lot of people in the building, they just leave the candy out front, take one,
Right. But do people take one?
I would take two. I would take as many as I would take the whole damn
I would take all the Kit Kats.
Ooh, is Kit Kat your favorite candy?
Actually, Kit Kat, I like Kit Kats, but I like Mr. Good Bars.
Mr. Good Bar is good, right? But Kit Kat is a lot. Give me a break. Give me a break. Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. I bought 7 Kit Kat bars, Akintunde. I put them in the freezer. And I broke it. I ain't hear nothing. Not a damn snap. I couldn't hear nothing. It's a lie.
See, I'm at that age now. I'm sure y'all already there. Where I got to be real careful.
Wait, hold on a second. Let's back up a little bit. What did he just say?
What you trying? He said he's at the age, but he's sure we're already there. Yeah. What you trying to say?
What I'm saying is, I just turned 50 last week.
And you assuming that me and George are over 50?
Oh, I know George Wallace is over 50 because he got the Kango to the back. That when you turn 50, you immediately turn your Kango to the back. That come along with the age of 50. For two things you start doing when you turn 50. You turn your Kango to the back and you start wearing jeans with suit jackets. Somehow older men think this is a young man. That is not a young man.
With a crease in the jeans, right? With a crease in the jeans. You got me.
Like yesterday at our church, it was Youth Sunday. So on Youth Sunday, all the members try to dress a little bit younger. So I had on some sneakers and some jeans and a t-shirt. I can't tell you how many of my brothers over 50 was walking around with the full suit jacket on, talking about a double-breasted suit jacket with a t-shirt, some jeans with a crease, and some dress shoes. I'm like, what is going on?
So with some gators, right?
Gators at that, right? Gators.
That's amazing. That's
hilarious.
I am old, so I'm even writing a new bit. I'm writing a new bit after the 2 years off. I'm writing a new bit on everything. I was telling Seinfeld, we was at the pizza shop the other day. I said, you know what? I'm so old.
Are you dropping names? I'm telling Seinfeld.
No, he's my best friend. Everybody knows we talk because he's the one I hang out with.
Yeah,
but the fact is that I was telling him that I'm so old. I remember when real Italians would cut your slice of pizza and make your pizza.
Wow.
If you know what I'm saying. Now, Mexicans do everything. Mexicans are the smartest people in the world. I'm telling you, you go into a Chinese restaurant, when you're walking out, look in the back, see who's making your Chinese food. Going back there and say hello to Maylene Sanchez. Italians used to cook your people. You want the pepperoni slice of pepper. The Italians, especially in New York, they used to specialize in the pizza. But I'm telling you, the Mexicans are the smartest people in the world. They can do everything.
They can.
Yeah, I love the fact that there was a time. You're right, but George, it's mixed up now. But I remember a time when certain races did certain things very well. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The only way that's still the same right now is in landscaping and in construction. I had a Mexican crew paint my downstairs about 3 months ago. I had the whole day blocked off. I'm talking about the whole day blocked off so I could be at the house while they did this. When I tell you, they came, they taped up, they plastered up, and I went upstairs. I took a shower.
Shut up.
When I came back, the dude said, "Hey," he said, "Hey man," he said, "We're done. Thank you." I'm like, Jesus, the whole downstairs.
You stupid, man.
The whole downstairs.
But you say the whole place was done, right?
And the time it took you to take a shower.
But it took me about 45 minutes. Well, I had to do something else before I got in the shower. But about 45 minutes total. And them jokers was done. So all I'm saying is some folks still specialize in certain areas. Unfortunately, when it comes to restaurants and a whole bunch of other stuff, it's all mixed up now. Everything is.
I was telling the people, Akintunde and Tre, that I was talking about how I was comparing the Mexicans and the blacks, right? And I say Mexicans are the smartest people in the world now. And you got to give it to the black people. We built the White House. Didn't we build that White House?
Joe did. Yes, sir.
But I told the Mexicans, but the upkeep, y'all got us on that one. The upkeep, that lawn, hey, what can I say?
We're talking to George Wallace on Fun Day Monday on Coco.
He's stupid. He said he went upstairs and took a shower and shaved, but he came down. He
came downstairs.
They were done.
Oh, they ain't playing. Asian Americans are another group who came here, and you can't get nothing for your hair without having to go get your nails and your feet done. You're going to, and you know what? Both them and Mexicans, they'll all come, live in the same house for years, pool their money together.
That's right.
Open up a business, and maybe they'll get another house
and move on. They will and move on. Okay, you make money, they'll help you and move on. But us, you ain't staying in my house. You got to go. I don't even like company. I just built a brand new 12,000 square feet home. Brand new 12,000 square feet, 1 bedroom. No company for me.
Can't nobody come stay with you.
No. And she almost made me say, don't have your mama come on there. After 3 days, you go, mama, you got to go.
Yeah, black folks want you out the house. I'm telling you. And we start doing stuff that kind of tell you that we want you out. We start cooking just like one person. You're like, hey, you ain't got no little bit extra of that, right? No. That's I just brought a little bit of that right there. That means they don't want you to eat, and they showing you clearly that they don't want you to eat. They fixing just enough. When they got all the bathrooms blocked up. They got work. Somebody coming to do work. All of a sudden, they're gonna call a plumber to try to get you out the house. That's what black people do. We don't share like that. We don't stick together like that. That's a shame for God.
And guess what? For God, it's shame. For God, now that's country right there. That's some country stuff. Shame for God. With a K. Trey, you let us know when you got to go to another part because we get to rolling on this thing and it's going to be crazy because he's talking about company come over. Now, I've gotten to the point now, I'm really getting bad. I've gotten to the point where, you know those towels that are for company? Now you don't want company to even touch those towels. You got them out, but you give them another set of towels. Use these old towels. Don't touch those, you know? But during COVID, I learned that I could go in my own living room. I never, because growing up as a kid down south in South Carolina, Georgia, we had a living room, but you go in there and you call the living room, and if you want to keep on living, don't take your ass in that living room. You bet not sit on that couch.
No, mine had plastic, and in my mama's house, it had plastic on it.
Listen, my mom had a couch. I put it up on the screen today on the sofa, and they moved the sofa, and you can see the outline on the wall where the sofa was from the old place. It's amazing, and we had that thing this is a joke I used to do. I'm gonna have to bring it back because my jokes are so old. They'll be new to the kids today. We had a thing in the living room called a coffee table, right? Put some coffee on there. Put some coffee on there and see what happened to your ass.
Right,
get toe up.
You get toe
break
up.
Beat off of you.
Look, like you said, you couldn't even go in the living room. You walk by, you'd be hard pressed to look over there. Don't even look over there in that direction.
That's in the South. Now, that's one thing they did in the South. You cannot go in the living room, and I don't understand it, but and I still.
I grew up in New York, George, and my mother was the same way. Now, my grandmother grew up in the South, so maybe my mother got it from her. Yeah. But yeah, my mother was the same way. And I'll tell you, right now, today, I mean, I had one of those living rooms, and some people know now that I have two children, a 3 and a 5-year-old, and I am building a playroom with the quickness because those little Negroes are in the artist formerly known as my living room.
The artist formerly.
They keep driving me crazy that they got a trampoline in there and a SpongeBob. Oh Lord.
Yep.
But the fact of the matter now that especially people that live in the North, you come out of New York City, rent is so high. Your living room, your dining room, and your kitchen and your bedroom all the same room now.
Yeah, what y'all pay for rent in New York, let me tell you something. I'll never forget the first time I went to New York and I saw $1 million house. I say, what? I say, I'll be living in the South for the rest of my life. That is the devil. You mean to tell me I'm going to pay $1 million for 1,200 square feet of 1,500 square feet with $1 million in the South? You mentioned 12,000 square foot, Mr. Wallace, a few minutes ago. That's what $1 million gets you in the South. 12,000 square feet with a pool and 2-3 acres to go along with it.
And 500,000 still in the bank.
Exactly. Yes, sir.
It's amazing. But we're enjoying life, and it's so good to be able to tell these jokes on a nice Monday. You have made my day. I don't know, do we do any news? We don't have to do news. We're making people... We're doing medical report because we're making people happy. We're better than doctors.
Right. That's right. That's right.
Yes, sir.
It's a Fun Day Monday. Comedian George Wallace joins us along with comedian Akintunde. I want to say hi to Coach T. She says she really needed this laugh today. Thank you so much for watching. Danae Bright says y'all are too funny. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please continue to say hi to Veronica Williams. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Please post and share because like George said, you need this laugh this day, especially with everything that's going on in the world.
What a blessing. What a blessing we have, Akintunde. I have to stop people sometime. I'm the most blessed person you've ever met. I have to explain this to people. It's not about how much money you make. It's how you enjoy your life while you're living. Yeah. I am so blessed, and I thank God every day for what I do. During COVID, and what we do is bring we're able to bring laughter and happiness to people. And a lot of, even during funerals or whatever, if we can get a laugh in there, when you stop laughing, you stop living. I just thank God, my career, because God has blessed me. I almost choke up every time because all I do is just lie. And I've said this before, I just lie. I just love lying. I tell a lie in the church. More lies are told in the church than anywhere else anyway, so I don't even want to get into that. Yo, can you go to church now, don't you, Akintunde?
Yes, sir. I'm a member of Right Direction Church International in Columbia, South Carolina, where my bishop is Bishop Herbert Bailey. And I want to welcome you. As soon as you come to town, Mr. Wallace, I want to welcome you to first service.
I go to West Angeles Church of God in Christ, Bishop Charles E. Blake, the church on the move for God. And when you come to Los Angeles, I want you to come there and be there, and you can just have a good time. Don't sit down front, though. You know, I sit down front. Stevie Wonder sit down front. Magic Johnson sit down front. Please don't sit down front. It costs you money to sit down front. You think the ushers be taking you down there? It costs you a little money to sit down front. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I know about churches in L.A. I used to work with Chris Tucker on some film projects. And when I came to L.A. one time, I went to church with Chris. And I came to L.A. another time. I went to church by myself. And they put me in a whole different section. So
you went to my church. You went to my church, didn't you? So Chris Tucker goes to my church, West Angeles Church. I don't know where he was going then, but he's now my member also, Chris Tucker. Yeah.
He was. Well, he is now. Back then, he was at Bishop Noel Jones' church.
Okay, yeah, that's good. They're all good friends. Yeah, and Bishop Noel Jones. See, these new preachers, too, they like to laugh. Bishop Noel Jones coming to my church, to my show. Bishop, what's his name down in Atlanta, Georgia, Paul Martin, all of them come to my show. It's good when the preachers come to my show. I love it.
Yes, well, listen, I got to, since we shouting out churches, I got to shout out my church, Brooklyn Baptist Church, West Columbia, South Carolina. Reverend Charles Bless Jackson is the pastor and is celebrating his 50th year pastoring the same church.
Really?
50 years, the same church.
So he started pastoring at y'all church when y'all had church on the first and third Sunday. Y'all used to bring a box into the church. Y'all not, you don't know what I'm talking about. I'm old.
You know, now, Brooklyn Baptist, you got to understand, Mr. Wallace, Brooklyn Baptist is one of the premier churches in Columbia, South Carolina. Okay. So
in the South, don't shortchange us, in the South. Don't shortchange us.
Well, what happened to your churches? Did y'all, you both live in Columbia, South Carolina, right? Did y'all ever think about bringing J. Anthony Brown to the mourners bench and put him up front? Did you ever? Because listen, something is in South Carolina, anybody can cuss like J. Y'all must be the cussing capital of the world too. Anybody can cuss like J. Anthony Brown. Oh my God! And he hasn't been to Brooklyn Baptist Church yet.
Jay is a member of the first heathen missionary Devil's Church of Saints and Sinners.
He's not only a member, he's a deacon. He's
founding member. He's a founding member.
So you guys go there, and you know my friend Mr. Levy. Is it Levy Funeral Home or Levy Funeral Home?
It's Levy. Levy.
He owns the funeral home and the cemetery.
Yes.
And he's a lawyer. And Chris, his son, is the pastor of my church's Northeast location. We have one church, two locations. Chris
That's
is
right.
pastor of Brooklyn Baptist Church Northeast.
See, that's one good thing about the Southerners. We can talk all the trash we want to. Eventually, we're going to get back to church, right? No matter what we do, eventually we're going to get back. Because we know God is good. Amen.
Man,
yes,
what?
Yes, sir.
What? Yes, he is. And so is George Wallace and comedian Akintunde. They are good and bringing the laughter today. Lisa Yancey says, thank you so much for bringing the laughter today. Thank you so much. Denise says, laughter is the best medicine. Maxine said, Brooklyn Baptist in the house.
Yeah,
call your friends right now. Get on the phone. Tell them to come with us right here on Facebook. And where else are we? All
Facebook,
over the
YouTube, IG.
Do that so you can get some laughter into your life, especially every Monday. Akintunde, you should come back with me the next first Monday. You make me happy, man. I really appreciate you, really.
Well, let me say that, sir. That means I can go home and go to bed now. Let me tell you something. For the legendary George Wallace to tell me as a comedian that he makes him happy, let me tell you something. I'm good. I can.
I just told this boy in his face. All I do is lie. He's gonna sit up there. He's gonna sit up there and play me.
Hey, Trey, that was the best setup. He just
that was the best.
Oh, look what's happening on December the 4th. Akintunde, what are you doing on December 4th, man?
I'm doing the Virtual Comedy Lounge. It's our brand new venture, and we have comedy shows live, but you can come together and attend the comedy show virtually, and you can literally sit together, just like we're sitting right now through some new technology, and literally enjoy the show with friends all over the world and sit and watch each other while you watch the show. So it is Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook, not the only people that's doing cutting edge stuff. So the Virtual Comedy Lounge, you can get tickets now at virtualcomedylounge.com. And the next one is Couples Comedy Live. It's a special show for married couples, and it's going to be an amazing time. So make sure y'all check it out, virtualcomedylounge.com. Thank y'all for
wonderful. That's wonderful, man. That's wonderful. I hope I can tune in.
Yeah, George, it's really amazing technology. Aka gave me the opportunity to kind of see the technology at work, because we're going to do, he's asked me to help him do some single stuff. But it's really very interesting. And it does look like, I mean, it's kind of like this, but it looks like you're sitting next to somebody. Yeah.
Can I do one with you one night, Akintunde?
Don't. This is not a setup, is it? This is no. You're not.
I'm not lying this time. I'm not lying this time. No, because I know you're having fun, man, and this gives me practice to get out, because I'm not on the road until November 27th. I'm going to be at the Bridgestone Arena in Nashville, Tennessee.
Okay.
My good friend Patti LaBelle, and I want to talk to her, because God, I love me some Patti LaBelle. I just want to know how she's making those sweet potato pies. So I'm going to talk about that, and because she sells this. When it first happened, people went crazy. They couldn't get the pie.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Y'all from the South, and I'm thinking, what the hell is she putting in this pie that we don't already? Ain't but so much you can put in the pie. And I'm thinking, she's selling a sweet potato pie for $3.48 at Walmart.
Yeah,
yes,
Walmart.
Sir.
And I'm thinking, I'm thinking, if you go to the grocery store, Kroger, you get the pan and the crust. That's $2.48, right? So she ain't putting but $1 worth of stuff in there.
See, she got something. I'm gonna tell you, Mr. Wallace. There's something in them pies. Trey, I don't know if you have gotten caught by them patty pies, but let me tell you something. You could be. I done went to Walmart with the best of intentions. I ain't buying nothing sweet, and they're having right by the register, and they're having Mr. Wallace for $1. Them small ones. And
they got the small ones. Oh, I didn't know they had.
Really?
Yes, they have the small ones. Now I done brought 6 of them. Now I'm in the car lying to my wife. She asked me, "Where am I? Why haven't I came back with the charcoal bricklets? Because the grill is ready." And I'm lying to her as I'm sitting in the car eating patty pies. I'm eating a bag of patty pies by myself. Get back home full as a tick. Got embarrassed because I done ate so many pies. So tell Miss Patty, whatever she got in the pies, the key ingredient is cocaine, because you will get hooked. I'm telling you right now.
Now I want to top that. You know what the key ingredient is?
What's that?
Cinnamon and brown sugar. If you put cinnamon and brown sugar on anything, I don't care what it is, you're going to eat it. You can put cinnamon and brown sugar on liver, you're going to eat it. And I tell the people every night, some of y'all don't like oral sex, but I tell you what, sprinkle a little cinnamon. Sprinkle a little cinnamon.
Wow.
Even the church people, the church people going, yes, Lord, just sprinkle a little cinnamon down there. You can be in your room with your wife and the kids will walk by next morning. Y'all was praying all night. Yes, Lord, yes, Lord. Just sprinkle a little cinnamon on it, okay? Sprinkle a little cinnamon and brown sugar. Oh, you're going to eat it. See, I'm going to be doing that joke. I'm telling you right now, you're going to hear that joke in Nashville, Tennessee at the Bridgestone Arena on November 27th. So
can I give you a tag for it?
Go ahead.
For the praying in tongues line, you gotta add praying in tongues on there. If you're going to pray, you got to.
Oh, that's what? Praying in tongues. Oh, yeah.
Praying all night. You gotta add praying in tongues. Praying in tongues.
Thank you for adding on that.
Cinnamon.
That's gonna be my opening joke.
Trey.
That's my. What did you say, Trey?
Cinnamon.
There you go. Cinnamon. Thank you so much. See,
thank you, cinnamon.
Let me write that down. Why you can't find your pen?
I can't go to hell with y'all. I ain't playing with y'all. I don't play with. Look, like Charlie Caesar said, I ain't playing with God with y'all. He said church with y'all.
Cinnamon.
I'm gonna be in trouble. I know my wife gonna call me when I get off the line.
You're gonna be fine. You're making people laugh. Your wife laughing too. Hey,
Listen.
what you do, Akintunde, on your way home, you stop by Kroger. You know what you just
Get
you ask the guy, can I help you? Say, yeah, where's the
I'm gonna get the organic cinnamon. You gotta take the little grater and put it
on. You raising hell now. And your wife gonna be saying, don't worry about it, just give me the whole stick. I went there. I went there.
Hey, Trey, that's what happened when you go a little too far. Go
right.
Hey, I can tell you, these church people now, you're talking to church people, and they know exactly what I'm talking about. How many kids in the church?
For every adult, it's at least 2 or 3 kids.
It's at least. Per capita.
Look at Maxine Moses says, wow. Yeah. This is really cool, Trey. You're having a really good session today with laughter. As we know, laughter is the best medicine in the world. As I had in my first book, Laugh It Off, laughter is healing for the soul. Keep laughing in your life, and laughter is the best medicine. That's why we encourage people to overdose on laughter and keep laughter in the reach of children. And when you start laughing for more than 4 hours, then you call your doctor and give the doctor the prescription so the doctor can laugh along with you. Keep laughter in your life, no matter what you do. Laugh it off. Absolutely. No matter what you do. That's my first book, Laugh It Off.
Wow. Laugh it off.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. It's Fun Day Monday with George Wallace.
Too much fun for the money I'm getting paid. I can tell you that right now. But I tell you what you do. Send me a sticker.
Akintunde joins us.
The dirty gospel show.
We'll be right back, y'all, in 3 minutes with George, Akintunde. Go get you some cinnamon, and we'll be right back.
Computers, they're a part of our everyday life. But when they're not working, they're an everyday problem. So call Computers Unique, your everyday solution. 803-351-5821. Is your computer running slow? Won't turn on? Do you need a screen replaced? Or maybe you just need another computer? Well, Computers Unique is your one-stop shop for all your computer needs. They have a wide variety of new and pre-owned PCs, Macs, and tablets. So call Computers Unique, Dutch Square Mall. 803-351-5821. 803-351-5821.
Let Palmetto Painting Services take the worry out of your next home painting project. We can paint anything. Our business is about interior painting and exterior painting. We offer services for residential and commercial properties. Restore the life to your home with a fresh coat of paint from Palmetto Painting Services. References are available upon request. Give us a call at 803-546-4570 today.
The Comet gives me a reliable source of transportation.
It's very convenient to me, and they have wonderful drivers.
It's clean, and it builds community. It's fun to meet people.
It makes me feel like really independent. It's just fun.
It's always going to be there and gets me everywhere I need to go.
We try to ride every single day. Comedy is our livelihood.
Imagine yourself 1 year from now. You've tackled your prediabetes, you're eating well, staying active, and reducing stress. You've even made a few new friends, all because you took charge of your health and lowered your risk of type 2 diabetes. It's possible when you join In It Together SC. You can start by taking our online risk assessment. Find a coach to help you with real-life solutions. This can be you, and it can all start today. Find an online or in-person program. Visit inittogethersc.org to get a healthier head start on your future. Brought to you by the Diabetes Advisory Council of South Carolina.
Hey there, y'all. Thank you so much for joining us. You're watching Coping with COVID, updates on the pandemic and information to help you thrive and survive COVID-19. We are broadcasting live on Facebook. Please go to the Tailor Made Production page on Facebook and like and share and follow. Not only will you be able to get notifications when you can watch Coping with COVID Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and first Fun Day Monday with George Wallace, but you'll also be able to get all of your COVID-related updates. We're also streaming live on YouTube. I want to say hi to all of you YouTubers and thank you so much. Please hit the subscribe button. Also have a presence on Instagram. Listen, don't forget that at the bottom of the screen, you can see scrolling so much great information, all of your COVID-related information, resources, updates. So please check out the information. Don't forget to post and share so we can get this message to the masses. Every first Monday is Fun Day Monday with comedian George Wallace. National comedian George Wallace joins us every first Monday, and this first Monday is no different. He is Mr. Dr. George Wallace from Linwood Park. Mr. Wallace, if you're nasty, he is here with us. We are joined today by comedian Akintunde.
Yay!
Glad to be here.
Akintunde has George. I don't know if you know, Akintunde is not only a great comedian, but he is an award-winning comedian. He's won Dove Awards, right? For being one of the best Christian comedians, and he also worked on BET. He was a writer for Monique and has done some other things. So he is really a very accomplished comedian. He has his own show on social media. So check out comedian Akintunde.
Yeah, I got to get Mr. Wallace on the Ox show. Come over there and just honor you for your legendary status. Anyone who's been doing comedy and still at the top of the game.
45 years. So I'm going to hold you to that. And Tre's going to give you my info, everything. And I'll be happy to come on with you because I don't have to say anything when I do your show because I know you're going to bring that funny.
No, sir. No, I'm going to lean upon you. And I'm going to make sure I have some of the other comedians. One thing I like to do is have younger comics.
Yes.
Oftentimes young comics don't get a chance to touch the hands and feet of legends. So this will be an amazing opportunity for some of the comics who I mentor to be able to just hear, see, and watch you do your thing.
Well, I love that because I do that even on Civil. I bring on my young comic friends. I brought on Tre, and we have fun. I bring on, I call young guys like LeVar Walker, and everybody's young to me because I'm one of the oldest comedians. Besides Jimmy Walker, I think I'm the oldest Black comedian working today.
Wow.
I'll be 86. I'll be 86 on my next birthday, July 21.
Are you serious?
86 and a half.
Wow.
I just like to lie and tell people because they're gonna go, you ain't no 80. They go, you ain't no 86. But guess what, Akintunde? If I tell them my real age, they go, yeah, sure. So I can't win.
What's your real age, George? What's your real age?
I'm a little older than you think. Jay and Brown and I are the same age. So.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know how old Jay is. 7. Yeah. I don't know.
He's old. He's old. Trust me, he's old. He's old. But life is good, and I can't wait. This is such a fun day. I just love to laugh. The sun is out. Well, when you laugh, the sun is out no matter what, right? That's the way I look at it. I don't know whether you did any news yet today or not, but Tre, you're doing such an awesome job on promoting the local coping with COVID. We appreciate that, and the state of South Carolina, y'all doing a great job up there. And y'all won't be included in the stupid stuff people do, okay? I have some jokes on. Well, you brought out the. I have some jokes on South Carolina. I got to find those, but mostly like you was talking about Florida. Florida's going to take up most of my time, and Georgia, and Texas, and Tennessee, and in Florida they found 770 pounds of marijuana last week, and the local police department put an ad in the paper. Whoever owns this $2.2 million worth of weed, please reclaim your goods. Now, like somebody stupid is going to go down there and reclaim. You only get 25 years to life for having the possession of this stuff. So they just do stupid stuff in Florida. As you know, the guy got to trap the alligator last week on a garbage can. You just go on and the McDonald's and the Disney World. Disney World, happiest place on earth, $120 a head to get in. You might be happy when you walk in there, waiting in line. You ever been to Disney World?
I've been to Disneyland. Disneyland is Florida. Disney World is California, right?
Yeah, no. Disney World is Florida. Disneyland is California. So you've been to Disney World. That's the biggest one. Yeah, you take your kids down there, and I tell you what, it is the. I don't know what's your favorite, the most popular ride there. My favorite ride is Space Mountain.
Oh, okay.
But that's not I'm just saying some of the popular rides that they got so many rides there. My favorite, if you go to Disney World, my favorite ride is when you finish that park and you see that tram going back to the parking lot. I want the hell out of here. You've been waiting in line all day. Let me tell you. And have you been to, the parking lot they make $25 million a day just on parking. Okay?
Just on parking.
That's
just
unbelievable.
And the parking lot is in Tampa. That's how big. You got to get on the tram to go all the way to Tampa to get to the parking lot to get to Orlando.
See, when you got as many kids as I have 5 children, Mr. Wallace.
You got 5 kids?
Yes, sir.
Don't you ever even mention? Don't mention the word Disney. Nothing. Don't even let them watch it. Don't let them watch the television because they're gonna want to go. And I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna have work the rest of your life to pay for those kids because a hot dog is like $30 there.
Let me tell you, we do Six Flags and we do Universal Studios. You can get them tickets from Kroger's. If I can't get the tickets from Kroger's, I'm not going. And Disneyland you talking about easy. If I took all my kids to Disneyland, I'm talking easy $700. Easy $700.
No, you're not either. You're talking more than that because you got to pay to get in, right?
Yeah, right.
And you got to eat it. Well, you ain't gonna feed them. So I know y'all still sneaking. You got your brown bag. Y'all come on. You got food in your diaper. You're not allowed to take food into Disney World. But
we walk in with a backpack, and then what you do is they're gonna check your backpack. But what you do is, here's a little tip, people. This right here is free. You put the food in your smallest child's backpack. Come on, you put it. That little 3-year-old wobbling in there.
He walking backwards because of weight. 3 years old back. See, we be thinking.
You know what? That's so interesting. I mean, I went to the fair yesterday. The state fair was here last week, George, and they had this clear bag policy. You couldn't. And I had a little teeny tiny bag with my car keys. I couldn't take that. But when you went in, you see kids with backpacks. You see people with diaper bags. Well, my little bag, if somebody was gonna, to your point, stuff something in it, they're gonna stuff something in their kids' bag. And that's exactly like why I couldn't take my little bag with my keys in it, and y'all got these big bags.
It's about as stupid as going to the airport and they won't let you take a bottle of water in, but they sell water once you get in the airport.
Right. It's all a racket. It's all a game.
Oh, it's showing up a racket.
That's country right there. Country word, racket. Showing up is a good one too. Showing up, racket. I'm trying to make another word. A friend of mine does a little bit on it, but I'm trying to make it bigger. I have got to find a way to use the word worser.
Worser.
And more worser, because it makes sense. That's more worser. That's really bad. That's more worser. You know what? But more worser. And I got to finish now. You want to do a tag? You help me write that joke, Akintunde. It's more worser.
Let me tell you, worser it's a verb in the Black community. Okay, it's the extra level, and it's also an indication of your education level. Anytime somebody use the word worser, that immediately means GED. As soon as you hear it, you go ahead and put them in the GED category immediately.
As you know, the young kids now it's popular to say you is, who y'all is. Who you is. And there's a lot of words. I want to use the word Sloan too. Do you know there's no such word right now as Sloan? He has slowed down. It's blue blow blown, right? So why can't we use Sloan?
Wow.
Yeah, I want to work on Sloan too. Yeah.
Slowed down.
He has slowed down. And then the blue, what is the how do you call it? The past, the present, and the future. Blue blow blown, right?
Blown. Yeah, blue blown. Yes.
So what not slow Sloan? He has slowed down.
Slow.
No, there's no such word as slow, is it? There's no such word as slow. That's the one, slow.
Yeah,
and slow.
Sloan. Is that how you conjugate the verb?
Say the conjugate, that's the word I can say. That's another one, conjugate.
Who never thought we have a
what's the first one? What you said, slew?
I said slown.
I need a workbook. I need a fat pencil and a workbook right now. I feel like I'm in 3rd grade.
You need that fat pencil, that red one. That was a number 1 pencil. You don't remember that?
Oh,
yes, sir.
Number 1. I remember number 2.
That's how old I am.
Test with.
Yeah, number 2 was what you took your test with. That's a yellow pencil. And speaking of pencil, color of pencils, when I was in college, that's how I used to cheat at the University of Akron. In certain cases, I was smart like in marketing. I knew everything about marketing. So we would have a system of cheating. I said, and everything was on television at the time, right? And I said, if I hold up a white pencil, that's A. If I hold up a blue pencil, that's B. If I hold up a yellow pencil, that's C. And I had 5 different, and I would hold them up. And then I said, I think they're catching on. We better change the system. So I said, they said, what are we going to do? I said, I'll tell you what I do. I'm going to sit down at the front of the class. If the answer comes up at A, I'm going to go like this. I said, if it's B, I'm going to go like this. If you see, I'm going to go 3 times with my ears. And then one day was in the middle class, I heard somebody back, how many times he move his ears, man? So that was my little cheating scam in college because I had courses like statistics I didn't know anything about. I had to rely on somebody else, and I had to look at what they were doing. But in college,
I applaud you, Mr. Wallace, for having a cheating system that actually worked. That pencil one is a clever system, and I'm sure some kid out here right now to say, "Hey, that ain't bad right there."
Right.
But see, when I was in school, I always had the kid like Tre like looked like the girl in my class. Who that cute little girl sitting next to you in school?
Come on now,
look on her paper. You know what she would do? You know what she would do, Mr. Wallace, every single time.
Cover it up.
I'm like, really? We live in the same neighborhood. We ride the same bus, and you're gonna do me like that? Really, Tre? I can tell she was a girl that would not let you cheat off of her.
I don't care what the girl did when I was in. I knew everybody in school. I knew how to cheat. If you ever see my hand go up like this, I'm all the way across the room. I could see anything. I didn't need no glasses. When I put my hand up like this, I'm all the way across the room. And somebody would always help me. Homework. Let me see your homework. Let me see your homework. And then every day you would chant. So that was really. We had some cool days in school, didn't we?
Good days. Yeah. Good days. You didn't have to worry about.
That was a question. Not at all. You had a gun. You worry about your mama whooping your ass. You ain't worry about the police.
I know that's right.
Right.
Yeah.
All thing you had to worry about was getting off the bus.
That would come up to the school. I had that. That was my mama. She would come up to the school.
Oh, I would never. If I saw my mama coming to school unexpectedly, like Bernie Mac said, who mama that? Everybody knew who my mama was. You in trouble. But see, that's the good thing about going to the school I went to in Linwood Park. My mama didn't have to come down to the school. You know why? Because Miss Ushery would whoop my ass right there at the school. Miss Hutchins will whoop my ass right there in the school. Mr. Robinson will whoop my ass right there in the school. And guess what? Wow. And hope they don't call home.
Wow.
And hope they don't go home because you're going to get a second whooping. Well, you ain't going down to that. I was so confused. My mom had me. She used to tell me, don't go to school. Don't be getting no fights. I'm telling you right now, you be good. Don't you get in no fights. And then she would tell you, and if you do get in a fight, if you don't whoop his ass, I'm going to whoop yours. And I used to get 2 whoopings almost at least once a week.
That is Black Mama 101.
Yeah, that's Black Mama 101. Yeah.
I mean, I think Black mamas may be the only mamas who threaten their children to beat somebody else up.
For sure.
Quick story. Kid named Trash Can.
I'll beat you up if you don't beat it.
Right. Trash Can comes on the porch. We live in the Yamacraw Village, straight in the project. Trash Can walks up on the porch, punches me in the nose. My nose started bleeding on cue. I was barely 7 years old. I started crying. I looked to the door and I saw my mama, a beacon of hope, light, someone who's going to come and rescue me and save me from this foul bully who was older than me and bigger than me. And what did she say?
Turn your ass around.
Bust his behind. You better bust his behind right now. I'm going to bust your behind. I'm like, really, ma'am?
He's giving his age away. He used the word bust. He used the word bust. That's what Miss Hutchins used to say. My school teacher in my 7th grade was Willie Mae Hutchins. Come up here, Wallace. I'm going to bust you wide open. I'm going to bust you. But thank God for those school teachers. They would spank you, but I would go home with them the next weekend. Right. I would just love them. I mean, and I noted to you today, Tre, about do you know your last school teacher? Do you know your school teachers? And as old as I am, I still know Miss Brewer. I talked to Miss Anderson last week, my 4th grade school teacher. Miss Martin. I know all of them that are living. I still keep in touch with them.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah, we're gonna end on that. Do you remember any of your favorite school teachers?
Oh yeah,
he went to school. He went to school, so why would he know? He can barely color, let alone go.
I remember. I'll give you this one as we end. I remember Miss Witherspoon. Miss Witherspoon always used to wear these big dresses, like the old school, like really classy dresses. Yeah. And I will never forget. Talk about class and talk about the separation of home and school. I saw Miss Witherspoon in the mall one Saturday with some jeans on, and I said, "Jesus,
that blew you up."
Okay, wow, that's why she wore them skirts every single day to class. So shout out to Miss Witherspoon, the finest teacher that ever lived.
Isn't that amazing? When we went to school, the teachers used to dress.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And now they come looking like the kids. You don't know who the school teacher is. It's amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Trey, you do the talking because you got to close your show.
Yeah, comedian.
Let's
George
do this
Wallace.
again, though. Let's do this again. I swear we got so many subjects to hit on.
Oh, we do.
Okay.
I had my whole list of subjects, and we maybe did 3, but it's okay. We kept it going, had it funny, and
This was
George.
fun.
Thank you so much. You know, I said this, and George did invite me on a Sybil show. It was George, Sybil, and John Murphy, and I was just so honored and privileged and appreciative. And John, you know, shouted George out, saying that he had been such an inspiration. And George is, I mean, you know, he is a legend, and he doesn't have to do some different things, but he does. And I am so appreciative that you come on every month, and that, you know, we converse throughout the week, and I just thank you. And I really do appreciate it. And I just thank you for be thinking. You be thinking.
Look at, she got one of my t-shirts out. Hey, if you like to buy a t-shirt, matter of fact, and I got my new book, and you can use this for Christmas, a good Christmas gift for your coffee table. Bull twit and whatnot. But that's instead of saying bull twit. So it's about my tweets and everything that goes off in my head. So make sure you get that. And the book is at georgewallace.net. Okay,
GeorgeWallace.net.
It's a nice book. And go and follow me on Twitter also at Mr. George Wallace, okay? I love it. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. You got to do it.
And comedian Akintunde, thank you again, sir, so much for joining us. And don't forget about has a couples night, his virtual comedy lounge, December 4th. Go to virtualcomedylounge.com for more information. And the Akintunde show, Tuesday and Thursday, 8 p.m. on Facebook. Check that out. Also, always such a great time. So please go ahead and do that. Lisa Yancey, which is my cousin. I just realized who Lisa Yancey is. She says, thank you so much, Trey. This was a lot of fun. Thanks, gentlemen, for the laughs.
Thank you so much, Lisa. Miss Yancey.
Lisa. She's watching from New York. So thank you.
Wow. Wow. That's awesome.
She got long distance?
Well, yeah, New York.
I'm old. I still got MCI.
He said MCI. Jesus.
I still got MCI. Yeah, I do. Mm-hmm.
MCI, Southern Belle.
Southern Belle. I'm from Georgia. You know that Southern Belle was it. Yeah, everybody had a bell. I used to have I'll talk about it later.
I gotta get in the bus line. I got these babies to pick up. Thank you, gentlemen, so much for joining us. I appreciate you. Take care.
Thank you, Mr. Wallace. Thank you, Trey.
We love you.
Thank you, thank you, George. Hey there, listen, if you have a story or initiative that can help someone cope with COVID, please email booking@copingwithtreitailor.com. Booking@copingwithtreitailor.com. We would love for you to be on the show. If you have a product or service that can help someone cope with COVID, please email copingwithtreitailor@gmail.com. We would love for you to be a proud sponsor, just like SCDHEC In It Together and the Diabetes Action Council of South Carolina. They present Wellness Wednesday every Wednesday. Also, the Fifth Circuit Solicitor's Office, Attorney Byron Gibson, they come on the show every fourth Thursday. Also, Palmetto Painting Services, Computers Unique, Dutch Square Mall, the Comet Bus System, Javis Tax Services, Agape Counseling and Training Services. If you are having a challenge coping with COVID, please contact the folks at Agape Counseling and Training Centers. Coming up, Wellness Wednesday with Dr. Bell, the state epidemiologist, will join us to give us a COVID update, and then we'll talk to Dr. Nicole Edwards. It's Bladder Control Month. Anybody experiencing that? I'm going to raise my hand. She's going to talk about that, Dr. Nicole Edwards. Thursday, we are going to do more on domestic violence awareness. There was still some more information that we wanted to share. Dr. Sonia Lewis is going to join us. And Bethany Williams with the Elderberry Experience is going to talk about how she uses elderberry to help domestic violence survivors and offenders. And then Friday, we're going to go all the way live with Chef Richard at Esther's Soul Food Kitchen in the village of Sandhills. And we'll also talk to Raquel Richardson Thomas about her business boat camp coming up this Saturday. All of that and more coming up this week on Coping with COVID. Before I leave you, as always, I'm going to leave you the reading from Jesus Calling. It's November 1st. And Jesus says, don't be discouraged by the difficulty of keeping your focus on me. Jesus says, I know that your heart's desire is to be aware of my presence continually, but this is a lofty goal. You aim toward it, but never fully achieve it in this life. Don't let feelings of failure weigh you down. Instead, try to see yourself as Jesus sees you. First of all, he says, I'm delighted by your deep desire to walk closely with me. I am pleased each time you initiate communication with me. I notice the progress you've made since you first resolved to live in my presence. When you realize that your mind has wandered away from me, don't be alarmed or surprised. You live in a world that has been rigged to distract you. Each time you plow your way through the massive distractions to communicate with me, you achieve a victory. Rejoice in these tiny triumphs. They will increasingly light up your days. Jesus says he loves you, he forgives you, he understands, and he knows you. That's your Jesus calling for today, Monday, November 1st. I'm Tre Tailor. Thank you guys so much again for joining us today. Until the next time, I wish you peace and abundant blessings. Take care, stay well, God bless. Please get your vaccine and wear your mask over your nose and under your chin. I'll see you Wednesday.
Coping with COVID, updates on the pandemic and information to help you thrive and survive COVID-19. It's brought to you by the South Carolina Department of Health and Environmental Control. Visit scdheck.gov for an updated list of testing sites and important information on how to protect yourself, your family, and friends from the coronavirus. SCDHEC, healthy people, healthy communities. In it together and the South Carolina Diabetes Advisory Council, presenting Wellness Wednesday every Wednesday on Coping with COVID. The City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, helping to meet the needs of small, minority, and women-owned businesses in the City of Columbia. Log on to columbiasc.net/OBO. Agape Counseling and Training Services. Call 803-779-2777 for licensed professionals of counselors and social workers helping families, engaged and married couples, and individuals of all ages gain an understanding of all aspects of their lives. If you're having a challenge coping with COVID, contact Agape Counseling and Training Services at agapects.com. And Palmetto Media Connections, connecting media and communities together. Coping with COVID, brought to you by SCDHEC. In it together, the Diabetes Advisory Council, the City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, Agape Counseling and Training Center, and Palmetto Media Connections.
Coping with COVID with Tre Tailor.